Most people think they have a clean toilet because the bowl looks white at first glance, but the truth is very different. Deep inside, under the rim, inside the tank, around the seat hinges, and along the waterline, dirt slowly builds up day after day. That buildup does not just look bad. It creates smells, stains, and bacteria that regular cleaning never fully removes. This is why so many people feel frustrated. They clean again and again, yet the toilet still smells, still stains, and never truly feels fresh. This story begins in a quiet neighborhood in the United States, in a small, well-kept home where an older woman lived alone. She was careful, organized, and proud of her home. Every week, she cleaned her bathroom the same way she had for years. She scrubbed the bowl, wiped the seat, flushed, and sprayed air freshener. Still, something felt wrong. The bowl looked clean, but the smell always came back. The bowl slowly developed a dark ring. The seat began turning yellow, and no matter how often she cleaned, the waterline stains returned like they were permanent. She blamed herself at first. She thought she was missing something or not scrubbing hard enough. Some days she would scrub until her hands hurt, only to see the stains return days later. This is where most people give up. They think the toilet is old, damaged, or beyond saving. But what she didn't know yet was that the real problem was not effort. The problem was where the dirt was hiding and how water chemistry works. Hard water is one of the biggest reasons toilets never stay clean. In many parts of the United States, water contains high levels of minerals like calcium and magnesium. When water sits in the toilet bowl, under the rim, or inside the tank, those minerals slowly stick to surfaces. At first, they are invisible. Then they turn chalky white, yellow, brown, or gray. Over time, they become hard as stone. Regular toilet cleaners slide right over them without breaking them down. The toilet ring that forms around the bowl is not just dirt. It is layered mineral buildup mixed with bacteria and waste particles. Every flush adds another thin layer. Scrubbing only removes the surface. That is why the ring always comes back. The same thing happens under the rim. Water flows from tiny rim holes and minerals collect there silently. These hidden deposits feed bacteria, which creates odor even when the bowl looks clean. Inside the tank, the problem is even worse. Most people never open the tank. Inside, water sits still for hours. Minerals settle at the bottom, rubber parts collect slime, mold slowly grows in dark corners. Every flush sends that contaminated water straight into the bowl, so even after cleaning the bowl perfectly, dirty water immediately touches it again. This is why smells seem to come from nowhere. The yellowing of the toilet seat is another misunderstood issue. Many people think it is just age. In reality, it's a combination of body oils, cleaning chemical residue, and mineral deposits from splashing water. Some cleaners actually make yellowing worse by reacting with plastic surfaces. Over time, the seat absorbs those residues and changes color permanently unless treated correctly. Under the rim is the most ignored and most important area of the toilet. You cannot see it easily, so people forget it exists, but this is where bacteria thrives the most. Warm, wet, dark, and full of minerals, it becomes the perfect environment for odor-causing buildup. Cleaning the bowl without cleaning under the rim is like washing your hands but skipping under your fingernails. This woman in the story reached a point where she felt embarrassed. Even though her home was clean, she worried guests might notice the smell. She tried stronger cleaners, scented tablets, and bleach. Some worked briefly, others made the smell worse. Bleach, especially, masked odors but did not remove the mineral layers feeding bacteria. In fact, bleach often hardens mineral deposits, making future cleaning harder. Everything changed when she learned one simple truth. Toilets don't need stronger chemicals, they need the right sequence. Cleaning must follow the way buildup forms, not the way we think cleaning should happen. Once she understood that, the entire process became easier, faster, and far more effective. She started by turning off the water and flushing the toilet to lower the water level. This step alone made a huge difference. Mineral stains cannot be treated properly when they are submerged. Lowering the water exposes the rim and allows cleaning agents to stay in contact long enough to work. Many people skip this step and wonder why nothing works. Next, she addressed the hard water stains first before touching anything else. Acidic solutions are needed to dissolve minerals, not scrub them. Vinegar, citric acid, or gentle descaling solutions slowly break down calcium deposits. She poured the solution directly onto the stained areas and waited. Waiting is not laziness, it is chemistry. Minerals dissolve over time, not force. As the minutes passed, the stains softened. What once felt like stone now wiped away easily. This was the first moment she realized cleaning didn't have to be painful. The ring that had resisted scrubbing for years began to fade without effort. The toilet started looking different, not just cleaner, but newer. Then came the under-the-rim cleaning. Instead of brushing randomly, she applied the same mineral-breaking solution directly under the rim and into the rim holes. Gravity helped pull it through areas water normally touches. This step released hidden debris that had never been cleaned before. The smell changed almost immediately. It didn't get stronger, it disappeared. After that, she opened the tank. This is where most people feel uncomfortable, but it's where the biggest improvement happens. Inside, she saw mineral sediment, slimy surfaces, and dark stains. She did not scrub aggressively. She gently drained the tank and wiped surfaces with a vinegar-based solution. Rubber parts were cleaned carefully, not soaked to avoid damage. Once cleaned, the tank water stayed clear, not cloudy. With clean tank water, every flush stopped recontaminating the bowl. This single step made future cleaning much easier. The toilet stayed cleaner longer, and the smell stopped returning. This is why tank cleaning is not optional, it is foundational. The seat was next. Instead of harsh cleaners, she used mild baking soda mixed with vinegar into a paste. This gently lifted yellowing without damaging plastic. She let it sit, then wiped slowly. The color improved noticeably. More importantly, the surface felt cleaner, not sticky or rough. Harsh chemicals leave residues that attract more dirt. Gentle cleaning removes residue completely. Finally, she focused on odor. Odor is not a surface problem, it is a source problem. Once minerals, bacteria, and tank contamination were removed, there was nothing left to create smell. No deodorizer was needed. The bathroom smelled neutral, which is the goal of true cleanliness. This process did not take hours, it took understanding. Once she followed the right order, the toilet stayed clean with minimal effort. Weekly maintenance became simple wiping instead of exhausting scrubbing. Her confidence returned. Her bathroom felt fresh again. What makes this approach powerful is that it works with how toilets actually function. Water flow, mineral buildup, and bacterial growth follow patterns. When cleaning follows those patterns, results last. When cleaning fights them blindly, nothing changes. In the next part, we go deeper into exact step-by-step methods for each problem, including the fastest way to clean under the rim, how to stop stains from coming back, and how to maintain everything with minimal effort, especially for people who live alone and don't want heavy scrubbing. After the first deep clean, something unexpected happened. The woman noticed she no longer felt nervous walking into her bathroom. Before, even when it looked clean, she was always aware of a faint smell or a dull stain that caught her eye. Now, the room felt calm. That calmness mattered more than the shine. It meant the problem had finally been solved at the source, not just covered up. But she also knew one thing. If she went back to old habits, the buildup would return. Hard water does not stop being hard. Minerals continue flowing every day. So the next step was learning how to keep the toilet clean without repeating the entire deep clean again and again. This is where most advice online fails, because it focuses on one-time results instead of long-term ease. She started by understanding water behavior inside the toilet. Every flush sends water from the tank through the rim holes, down the bowl, and back into the trap. If any part of that path is dirty, the entire system slowly becomes dirty again. That means maintenance must focus on flow points, not just visible surfaces. Once a week, she poured a small amount of vinegar directly into the overflow tube inside the tank. This single action cleaned the rim holes from the inside out. It prevented mineral buildup from forming before it became visible. This step took less than 1 minute, but it protected the under rim area better than scrubbing ever did. She also learned to stop using solid toilet tablets that sit in the tank. While they smell pleasant, they slowly damage rubber parts and leave sticky residue that attracts minerals. Many plumbers warn against them, but few people listen. After removing them, the water stayed clearer and the tank stayed cleaner longer. For the bowl, she stopped scrubbing daily. Scrubbing too often actually roughens the porcelain surface at a microscopic level. That roughness gives minerals more places to cling. Instead, she let chemistry do the work. A light vinegar rinse once a week prevented new rings from forming. No force, no strain. Under the rim, she used a small squeeze bottle to apply cleaning solution precisely where buildup forms. This avoided splashing and wasted effort. The solution flowed into the rim holes naturally, following gravity instead of fighting it. This approach cleaned areas brushes rarely reach. One of the most important changes she made was drying surfaces after cleaning. Water left behind dries into mineral spots. By quickly wiping the seat, hinges, and rim with a dry cloth, she stopped new deposits from forming. This simple habit made a visible difference within weeks. The toilet seat stayed white because she stopped mixing cleaners. Mixing products leave chemical residues that discolor plastic over time. She chose one gentle method and stuck with it. Consistency protected the surface instead of slowly destroying it. Odor control became almost effortless. Instead of masking smells, she focused on airflow and dryness. After cleaning, she left the lid open for a short time to allow moisture to evaporate. Moisture feeds bacteria. Dry surfaces stay clean longer. As days turned into weeks, she noticed something surprising. The toilet stayed clean longer than it ever had before. There was no sudden return of stains, no creeping ring, no mystery smell. That's when she realized the biggest mistake people make is treating toilets like they need constant punishment. In reality, toilets respond better to prevention than aggression. She shared her experience with a neighbor, another older woman who struggled with the same issues. The neighbor admitted she had given up, believing her toilet was permanently stained. When she tried the same steps, she saw results within days. This wasn't about age, strength, or effort. It was about understanding. Hard water stains are not a sign of neglect. They're a sign of mineral-rich water doing what it naturally does. Once people understand this, frustration disappears. Cleaning becomes logical instead of emotional. The underrim area, once cleaned properly, stayed clean because minerals were no longer feeding bacteria. The tank, once cleaned, stopped contaminating the bowl. The seat, once treated gently, stopped yellowing. Each part supported the others. This is why partial cleaning never works. Toilets are systems, not separate pieces. Another key lesson she learned was timing. Cleaning works best when buildup is fresh. Waiting months allows minerals to harden like stone. A few minutes weekly saves hours later. This is especially important for people who live alone and manage everything themselves. She also learned that more product does not mean better results. Excess cleaner often creates residue that attracts dirt. Small, targeted amounts work better and cost less. This mattered on a fixed income where every expense is considered carefully. The psychological effect of a truly clean toilet should not be underestimated. It changes how people feel about their home. It removes embarrassment. It restores confidence. For someone living alone, that confidence matters deeply. As the seasons changed, the toilet remained stable. No sudden staining during summer, no smells during winter. The method worked year-round because it addressed the root causes, not seasonal symptoms. This approach also reduced wear and tear. Brushes lasted longer, surfaces stayed smoother. The toilet aged gracefully instead of deteriorating quickly. This saved money by delaying replacements. What made the biggest difference was letting go of old cleaning myths. Bleach is not a universal solution. Scrubbing is not always necessary. Strong smells do not equal cleanliness. Once these myths were replaced with understanding, cleaning became peaceful instead of stressful. The woman often thought about how many years she had struggled unnecessarily, not because she was careless, but because no one explained the logic behind toilet problems. Most advice online is rushed, incomplete, or focused on quick visuals instead of lasting results. She wished someone had explained earlier that stains are chemical, odors are biological, and discoloration is often residue-based. Each problem needs a different approach. Treating them all the same leads to failure. Now, cleaning felt like routine care, not damage control. The toilet stayed fresh with minimal effort. Guests noticed. She noticed. Most importantly, she stopped thinking about the toilet altogether. That silence was the real success. In the final part, we will naturally bring everything together and show how to keep all results long-term, what mistakes to avoid forever, and how this simple system fits easily into real life without stress or exhaustion. As the weeks passed, the toilet stopped being a problem she had to think about. It became just another quiet part of her home, doing its job without demanding attention. That was the real sign that everything had been done the right way. No surprise smells when she walked into the bathroom, no rings slowly forming at the waterline, no yellow tint returning to the seat. Just a clean, calm space that stayed that way. She realized something important through this experience. A clean toilet isn't about working harder or buying stronger products. It's about understanding what causes the problem in the first place and stopping it at the source. Once the minerals were dissolved, the bacteria removed, and the hidden areas finally cleaned, everything else became easy. Maintenance no longer felt like a chore. It felt like simple care. This approach works because it respects real life. People get tired, hands get sore, time is limited. Especially for those who live alone, cleaning should support daily life, not drain energy from it. When the toilet stays clean on its own, it frees up time and peace of mind. If you've been struggling with stains that never leave, smells that always return, or a toilet that looks clean but never feels fresh, now you know it isn't your fault. You were just never shown the full picture. Once you clean the toilet the way water and minerals actually behave, the results last longer than you expect. Take it one step at a time. Let the process work instead of forcing it, and enjoy the comfort of a bathroom that feels truly clean, not just for a day, but for the long run. Because a clean home should make life easier, not harder.